An active day of severe weather is on tap with strong tornadoes, EF3 possible today or stronger. And we also have the potential for damaging winds at hurricane force, as well as hail up to 2 inch in diameter. In today's forecast, we're going to go over those parameters and also discuss the excessive rainfall outlook real quickly, as well as go over the severe threat into tomorrow and the weekend. All right, so to start with, we have a big day, severe weather today, encompassing a large area here with an enhanced risk of severe weather stretching from central Oklahoma up to south, pretty much central Wisconsin here to eastern, most of Illinois, Missouri, good part of Missouri, parts of Iowa, and a larger slight risk, 2 out of 5, going down towards Wichita Falls, up into northern Wisconsin, parts of Minnesota, Iowa, and Indiana. And we also have a larger marginal risk surrounding it here. So this enhanced risk is mostly driven by, well, tornadoes, strong winds, and large to very large hail. And we'll discuss that next. Now, you see here where we have our hatched, well, diagonal hatching here, okay? Kind of a solid area. This is where the Storm Prediction Center thinks we could have up to EF3 tornadoes, right? In the southern part of this slight risk area. All right, so generally from Davenport, Iowa to near Oshkosh, Wisconsin, with a larger SIG 1 outlined area encompassing part of the slight risk, which is going up towards Wisconsin here. And this larger hash area, you can still have EF2 tornadoes anywhere in this area, with, of course, less spatial coverage. And outside of that, you still have the risk for tornadoes, although not expected to be strong. Now, you see here the wind risk. We have a 45% chance of winds exceeding 50 knots here, anywhere in this magenta area, generally from Quincy down towards Kansas City, up towards Rockford, Illinois, just to the south of Chicago area. And within that, we have that significant, the significant area means 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts. All right, my fault here. So the significant area is hurricane force wind gusts are possible with a 45% chance of winds exceeding hurricane force in the magenta area here. So you anywhere outside of this, you still have potential for severe winds, not expected to be greater than like 60 miles an hour, but that doesn't preclude that from happening here, of course. So now, as far as hail goes, the greatest coverage of hail is expected to be in the southern mode of this area, which isn't unusual, probably near a dry line or a short wave moving through the flow here. So, but this larger hashed area indicates up to 2-inch hail in diameter anywhere in this area, with a level 2 out of 5 slight risk going all the way up to Wisconsin, with a marginal risk going all the way down to Texas and up to basically Canadian U.S. border here. So severe hail is possible in this area, although not expected to be greater than an inch in diameter outside the hashed area here. Moving on to tomorrow, we have this severe risk again, moving to the east in Ohio Valley, right? Slight risk of 2 out of 5, centered on the Pittsburgh area, right? With a larger marginal risk going all the way up into parts of central Pennsylvania, New York State, down towards Kentucky, Indiana, and points to the west in parts of Ohio. Tornado risk is pretty low tomorrow, although they did note, the Storm Prediction Center notes that if we get better moisture return up in this area, we could have a higher and severe threat. So we'll have to see how this plays out tomorrow. Wind risk looks most focused here in the Ohio Valley, Pittsburgh, Jamestown, New York, Columbus, Ohio, and points to the south here. Level 2 out of 5, and a larger marginal risk surrounding it in the brown. And then the hail risk, of course, is quite low up here as of right now. Small marginal risk going from Buffalo down towards Charleston, which means level 1 out of 5, right? Inch one inch hail in diameter, a hail 1 inch diameter is expected in this area if it does fall. Now, excessive rainfall, we have a chance for some really heavy rainfall here from Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois, into Chicago, Illinois, up into parts of Wisconsin, right, with a larger marginal risk all the way down to southern Texas, up to northern Wisconsin. So flooding is going to be a concern today as well. So we got to keep that in mind. They've had a lot of rain in this area and snow melt, so the ground is saturated here. Moving into tomorrow for the excessive rainfall outlook, we have a marginal risk down in the southern part of the United States, Louisiana, parts of Texas here, Mississippi, El Dorado, Arkansas. Let's see. And yeah, like I said, back to Louisiana here as well. So not a high threat, but there it's here nonetheless. And we'll go over the other excessive rainfall outlooks and future forecasts here. So as we get into the day today, the trough that was hanging out west is finally going to swing eastward here. And you can see the dew points on the right, 40s, 50s, 60s, 60-degree dew points going all the way up into parts of Wisconsin here, and maybe into Michigan as we start this. But you get wherever we have 60-degree dew points, there's plenty enough moisture for severe weather. And as we get further into the day, you see streams further to the north with this deep southerly flow, all right, with a lot of shear in the atmosphere, okay? If we go down to 0 to 1 kilometer shear, you can see where that is here as well. Looks like a surface low really is starting to get cranked up here at the low levels, all right? As we talked about in the past, we look at CAPE values, mixed layer CAPE values, which means energy in the atmosphere, not wind energy, but moisture and like upward momentum availability from you have vertical motion induced by thunderstorms rising through the atmosphere, right? 4,000 joules per kilogram possibly here in this corridor. Lots of energy in the atmosphere here to fuel severe storms today. You see as it goes overnight to 9 p.m. how it gets cut off here on the northern mode. But the southern mode here in Oklahoma City, we still have these CAPE values, which is convective available potential energy, really high here, maybe 4,000 joules per kilogram. And up to the east here, it gets cut off, like I said. As far as parameter space for supercells, right, we see to start off with this in the afternoon hours, you have the most moisture here and the most parameter space for supercells up here in the northern mode of this. We overlay the outlook for tornadoes on this. You see where the highest tornado risk is here, all right? And that moves further to the east. See on the back end of this, right on the southern mode of this is probably more of a hail type scenario, but still we have plenty of parameter space here for supercells overnight tonight. This ends at 9 p.m. See around the southern mode of this how we still have plenty of parameter space for that to occur. So as these storms may be weakening up to the north, these may be intensifying here. So let's look at the future radar real quick. All right, so up to the north here, let's back this up a little bit. I'm really impressed by this. I'm going to take this off so we have a wide view here. All right, so we start off today. Doesn't look like much is going on. 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Storms really start to fire as the system moves to the east. Short wave moves through the flow. Storms firing up here in Iowa and to Minnesota and parts of Wisconsin and down in the southern mode and parts of Oklahoma. Boom, look at that. By 5 p.m., rotating updrafts and maybe some rotating updrafts ahead of this line here. Supercells potentially developing ahead of the line. Can have a bit greater potential for tornadoes, strong tornadoes, okay? Move through 7, 8, 9, 10. See the back end of this line, how we have some real intense rotating updrafts here. 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 9 p.m. here. So the northern mode, still you have a pretty intense line of storms moving through here. And you can see from this plot here the wind direction and speed, from the north on the back side of the system, from the south on the north side, and looks like low pressure up to the north. Okay, so that gives us a good indication of the flow here, southerly flow here, northerly flow. So there's a boundary here as well. So could have another surface low forming down here somewhere. Looks like we'll have to keep an eye on where the surface low ultimately goes. But when you look at what happens here, you see the southerly flow to the north. I mean, on the eastern side of this, and the northerly flow on the western side. So let's extend this forecast out a little bit. Storms move to the east in the overnight hours, 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Pretty intense line of storms. Ends up washing out some. But on the southern mode of this, maybe we have a resurgence of severe weather, potentially in the morning hours. Although the convection is probably elevated at this point, maybe some hail and wind gusts. In the northern mode of this, just a lot of general rain and thunderstorms here, 2 p.m., 3 p.m. A pretty intense line of storms developing in the northern part of this threat area, as well as down here in the south. This is where your excessive rainfall potential is. So let's review that real quickly here as well. You see where the most moisture is expected, or precipitation expected to fall here through 2 a.m. on Saturday. Generally, Chicago area, maybe up to 3 inches of rainfall, right? We can go back a little bit in time. And into parts of Springfield, Missouri area, Tulsa, Oklahoma, a couple 3 inches of rain. Okay, that's a lot of rainfall in a short period of time. We get further down the line here into Sunday. Your heaviest rain is down here in southern Texas, parts of Jackson, Mississippi area, Knoxville, Tennessee, maybe a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of rain. But you see here, Sunday, we have nothing in the southeast or the mid-Atlantic, really. So through the whole period, the highest rainfall potential is in the central U.S. up into the upper Midwest here. So, be safe out there, guys. We got multiple threats today, from flooding to severe weather. And I'll be posting on social media as I can, and putting out some shorts and other things like that to let y'all know what's going on today. Hope y'all stay safe. God bless. And I appreciate y'all watching. Take care.